Good morning, fellow cake eaters. It's your pal Woe here. Hope y'all are having a good day. Today, this is not going to be a rant. Instead, we're going to do something a little different, something a little more fun. We are going to take a quick tour of the future site for the Woe-Bringer office and the updates to Woe-Bringer Cigar Lounge. So that'll be kind of cool. There's the bar over there. It's not quite as stocked as we'd like it right now. We've been playing a little bit hard with the boys, but once we have a little bit more play money, we'll restock the bar. We got to come say hi to somebody down here. Y'all probably recognize him. Let's get him in focus. There he is. That is Streamcat. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Oh, you're pretty fascinated with this. He's gonna want a damn walk and talk stick of his own. So let's come out here. Hopefully the wind's not too bad. I didn't Bluetooth it or nothing. So let's come out here. That is the door to the Cigar Lounge. It's a little side patio we never used to use. And here, I'll get out of the way and let y'all kind of see what we got going there. You've probably seen it on the interwebs. We like come over here. Right, here's my fire table. I got rid of all that ridiculous lava rock, which was cheap and looked like ass, and replaced it with glass beads, and it's been really nice. But let's get out here and show you what we want to show you. We'll go this way and go down the long axis of it, and then I'll get out of the way. And here you are. So, make sure we can see that okay. Yeah, we're good. So those flags and stakes and yellow lines or whatnot are the new markers for the new outdoor Woe office. And it's going to be a bit of an upgrade. My current office is 11.3 by 11.3, so basically 120 square feet, and then a closet, which is, 3 by 2. So we're going to be losing the closet, but we're going to be gaining around, by the time we put up walls and HVAC and all that good stuff, we'll be gaining about 60 usable or 70 usable square feet. So I'm actually going to have a couch / futon in my office. Oh, here, y'all might get a kick out of this. That is, and Medax and a couple other folks have been over and seen that, but that's where some of the magic happens. That's the smoker for Woe's Bar and Grill. We're not going to show y'all too much of the bar and grill today because it is surprisingly getting a makeover as well. I didn't think we were going to have the funds, but the finance department came through. And since I won't bore y'all with too many gory details, here's the office again. But since the city really jammed us up in the permitting process, in fact, we're not fully permitted yet, which is why we haven't got as much done as I'd like. But because the city jammed us up in the permit process, we have to lay 35% of the structure of the exterior is cosmetic brick. Which means instead of doing a pier and beam foundation, I actually have to do a slab pour. And my best friend is the general contractor on the project. And he said, man, we're going to have the truck here and we're going to have a crew here anyway. If you can scrape the pennies together, it's going to be way cheaper to finish your back patio scene out now as opposed to waiting for later. And so I decided that was pretty cool. Ran it by the finance department, and we got it figured out. You've probably heard me lamenting the game and the alcohol embargo. God, it's gonna be so cool. You've probably heard me lamenting the game and alcohol purchase embargo. Well, that's why. My little project as projects will do, it kind of went over budget. And because we've gone so badly over budget before we've even broken ground and had anything start really screwing up good, I've had to kind of make some commitments to myself that even if we have the money to do something, we don't necessarily need to do it, right? So that's the future site of Will's office, the Cigar Lounge area. Here, we'll walk out and show it to you from this angle. The Cigar Lounge area is catching a makeover as part of this as well. What we started clearing out is all this overgrowth. I haven't even trimmed it this year because it's coming out. And where you see all this overgrowth from there going up to where you can catch the tail end of the barbecue pit, that's all coming out. And there is about an 8-foot, so I'm standing in the office now, so between the wall of the house and the Cigar Lounge, there's about an 8-foot gap here where all this horrible hedge and overgrowth is. And that's all coming out, and it's going to be river rocked in. It's going to be a really, really nice pathway leading up to the bar and grill. So we're actually going to end up with a scene over here that's fenced in. We're going to have the Cigar Lounge where I'm sitting now, and my office will be about 10 feet in front of me, and then there will be a fenced in walkway made out of river stone that leads to the bar and grill area, which will be triple in size. When a couple people have been over here, it's been a lot of fun, but because we've not updated the patio yet, it's still the original, 83, 85 design, and it was the size of a postage stamp. And when we are back here grilling and chilling and watching sports and enjoying those adult beverages, which we're prone to do, we ran out of room pretty quickly. We had people sitting in the yard, in and out of the house, and it just wasn't the scene that I was looking for necessarily. And it had always been on my mind to redo it. I had originally thought about doing Trex, which is basically a lifetime product. It's deck boards made out of recycled tires, and it has a lot of benefits. Not only is it I won't say environmentally friendly, but it's environmentally conscious, because what else we're going to do with recycled tires, right? I mean, they don't biodegrade, so we need to do something with them. And so they make these deck boards out of them, and you never have to stain them, you never have to seal them. A few times a year, you just go hit them with your power washer, which is actually fun, and they're good. And it's like a 25-year warranty on that product, and you never have to screw with it, which is amazing until you decide to go buy it. And to have the product purchased, and then even having somebody brother-in-law you on the installation, which is what's happening here at the Bar and Grill and at the office, we're looking at probably a cost of around $8 to $11 a foot. Holy crap. I mean, yeah, I will never have to replace a deck board. I will never have to stain or seal anything. But I can operate a calculator, right? I'm already spending 5 figures on this office project. And as cool as the finance department has been through this whole process, another 5 figures just on a patio was not in the cards. So we are going to just go ahead and, on the existing slab, just do a float pour, bring it up a few inches, and then pour a much larger slab to meet up with that one. And it's going to triple our amount of workspace and our seating. It's going to allow me to reconfigure a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to bother y'all with it now. Just if you've been over here, you've seen it. And later on in the summer, we'll do a tour of the Bar and Grill once that slab is poured and cured and everything's rearranged. It's going to be pretty awesome. But big stuff coming. That's part of the reason why I've not been around, is that we are, going to be building a 200 square foot building outside, and the city is just breaking our balls on it, for lack of a better metaphor. One of the dumbest things that came up was this 35% masonry requirement. That's not very well documented. It's actually 2 lines in a PDF file that says if you build an accessory building over 150 square feet, that it has to be 35% masonry construction. Well, me, being a consultant and being one who overthinks, took that to mean that we needed to go ahead and it would have to be 35% structural. So I'm like, well, cool, we'll just use cement board or something on, some of the walls, some of the subfloor to be all good. No, it has to be 35% on the exterior. And then my contractor's like, yeah, that's just cosmetic, right? We don't actually have to build the damn thing on brick or anything. It's just a cosmetic requirement. I'm like, well, what the shit, man? We're going to have this fenced off. No one's going to ever see it. I understand the requirement. The requirement's in place because they don't want people taking a bunch of old shipping pallets or going to Home Depot and buying one of those prefab DIY tough shed pieces of crap that are made out of 3/8-inch particle board and held together with bubblegum and baling wire. This is going to be a nice building. This is actually going to be built nicer than I would say some of the houses at the same time period, meaning we're doing 16-inch on center for the walls as a 24-inch on center. We're using 2x6s in the floor as well as the ceiling joists. We're doing T11 and possibly Tyvek wrap on the outside. We're going to have R20 insulation in the walls and R30 in the ceiling and floors. When this gets done, you will be able to heat that space with a candle. Architectural shingles and drip edge and possibly ridge venting, and because it is Texas and I don't want to die in the summer, there's going to be HVAC in it, but this is literally a bathroom short of being a domicile, and I intentionally didn't plumb it for a couple reasons. One, cost, but two, if I would have plumbed it, you think the city is up my bum now for permits? They would have really been up my bum with plumbing, but it would be a domicile, and so we've got this really nice building planned. I even have a client who's an architect is giving me drawings, and I mean, this is not just yeehaw, let's get some plywood and slap something together. But they're like, no, it's got to be 35% masonry, and it's strictly cosmetic. And so I go on Google Earth and I take satellite images of the space, and I'll share that with y'all if y'all care or whatever. And they're like, oh, I understand, no one can see it. I understand you're using better building materials than some of your neighbors' houses, but it's got to be 35%. Okay. I'm not happy about it. You just fucked up my budget. I mean, it's literally to convert from pier and beam to a slab pour and then get that much brick. You added at least $2,000 to my budget. Thanks. But that's the rules, and so we're going to follow them, even if we don't particularly like them. And so I do the math on it, and I'm like, well, let's do this one wall that's going to be partially exposed. Let's make it a feature wall, and we'll just run brick all the way to the top of that son of a bitch. And we're doing a really cool end gable on the roof. It's going to look freaking nice. And then if we do that, there's one wall that you'll never see because it's butted 7¼ foot away from the property line and covered by the neighbor's fence. So then we'll just do some decorative brick on the other two exposed walls. So we'll have a 12-foot wall that's 8 foot high, that's 96 feet of brick, and then we'll have an 18-foot wall and a 12-foot wall that are 2 feet. And so we've way more than exceeded the 35% masonry requirements. And so I get all that drawn up, and it's going to be all good. And I send the city in there like, no, it's 35% on each wall facing. I said, you actually, as part of the permitting process, gave me documents. Where does it say that in the document? I'm not trying to be a dick or be deliberately obtuse, but I can operate a calculator, and I've exceeded 35%. And he's like, well, it's in the code somewhere. You'll just have to take my word for it. I'm not going to approve you if you don't do it that way. And so now we're to the point where either I have to just eat the lima beans, or I'm going to have to go have a hearing with this jackass who I want to approve my project. So we blow that idea up. I can either spend the extra money and make my badass feature wall, but I'm going to have to lay another 54, 58 feet of brick than what I had accounted for. And all that shit costs money. So I'm pretty cross with the city. In the 11th hour, they're like, oh, well, our survey for your property is different than yours, and there's a 6-foot utility easement. Okay, fine. You know, we'd originally planned a 6-foot easement, then we found a drawing that showed that we found an updated document that said there needed to be a 7-foot setback, and so a 6-foot easement's no big deal. And they're like, no, you can't even have your roof line cross that easement. So it's just been one thing after another. I've been trying to get this fucking building permitted for 3 weeks. But anyway, it's going to be awesome. I will show you some pictures during construction, but that's part of where I've been, and I just, I'm kind of setting up to do some of my rants or some of my morning routine is walk and talk videos, because I am getting out a lot more, and I'm putting a much bigger emphasis on being fit again. At one point a few years ago, I was back to my fighting weight, which I'm 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", depending on the day, but I'm 6'2", and so when I'm most comfortable when I'm carrying about 220 or 225. That has me with some muscle mass on me and big enough to where I feel I can accomplish tasks, but I've not allowed my cardio to suffer, and I'm not, running around like a land whale. Pro tip, if your kids have blubber, you need to change their diet, right? But the last couple of years, a combination of being injured and being lazy, it's kind of gotten away from me. So now we're getting back after it hard. And so I thought, well, hell, instead of ranting in the car, we've got this badass bike trail and Duck Creek behind us. Let's go walk and talk and do that. So I'm going to see how this turns out. I'm going to get out of here. I've gone way, way long. If you suffered through all 15 minutes of this, you're a better friend than I am. But I'm excited about the office. I hope you enjoyed seeing part of the crazy that is my life. I'm going to sign off and just, my usual, go out there, help somebody that is trying to help themselves, and be a maker instead of a taker, as always. And we will hope to catch y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.